Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining me. I've got Daniel Mofor, lead designer for Don Morphy on the show. Daniel, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure.
I'm a great fan of yours.
Oh, thanks. Ditto. A fan of yours. All right, Daniel, tell our audience about your story. Okay, you from what, your bio here, I've got it. You came into this industry through Walmart. Now you have a world-renowned brand, and I wanted to hear the story of the transition from working for somebody else into, which is really not recognized as high fashion, to working into the high fashion market and how you took it from nothing to where it is now.
All right. My story is pretty simple. For me, I will sum it up as passion. When I was working at Walmart, by the way, I went to school being an engineer. So I had my undergrad in computer engineering and master's in MBA, nothing fashion related. And all my life, I've been wanting to be that guy that is the best dressed in the room. I love to look good and also like other people to look good, especially men. And looking around, I saw that a lot of guys, they don't know how to mix and match the different colors. When they wear their suits, it's not all fitted. So I started thinking about how to come up with a brand that will help men dress well or look better. So back at Walmart, as I said, I was working as an engineer. I didn't really like it. And fashion had been my passion all my life. So last year, I actually started Don Morphy while I was still working at Walmart. So during my vacation at Walmart, I used to travel to Italy, to Florence, Pitti Uomo, that's a fashion show, to see what is out there, to see the trends, to meet with all fashion designers, because I've been a huge fashion person. And from there, I started Don Morphy.
Now, your industry sector is oversaturated with all kinds of people trying to push out their fashions. But you've been able to overcome that and bring out something special that is a global nature. It's scalable and it's enterprise bound. Talk to the young entrepreneurs out there, the people that want to know how you did it, and give them some inspiration of what they should be considering about following in your footsteps. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, there are two important things on starting up a business that I have learned. Before Don Morphy, nobody actually knew. I actually started a different business that was a cafe. It was called Cafe Waza. And the two things that I learned is when starting up a business, you have to, number one, you have to know everything about the business, which I didn't know when I was running the cafe because I used to depend on other people. So if you have your business, you always have to know everything from A to Z on running a business, so that if one of your staff or one of your employees doesn't show up, you can run it yourself. Then the second thing is passion. You have to be very, very passionate about your business. Mm-hmm. Because when I used to run the cafe, I work maybe 3 hours, like late at night. I was so tired, I didn't want to do it because it was all about money. But with Don Morphy, there are some days I work 20 straight hours, some days I work like 2 straight days without like any rest. But because of the passion, it doesn't seem like work. I keep going and going and going. So 2 things to learn or to keep in mind when starting up a business: you have to be passionate about it, and you have to know everything inside the business from A to Z.
Are we going to see a fashion show in the near future? In your future, let me get the crystal ball out. I mean, this is great. Women's fashion shows are all the time. You hardly ever hear about men's fashion shows. We're more discreet about that.
That is a very good point you talked about. And talking about fashion shows, I've done 3 fashion shows here in Dallas last year. Mm-hmm. I have one this weekend in Arkansas. And I'll have one next month, but it's going to be during my mom's birthday. And talking about us having usually women's fashion show instead of like both women and men, let me give you an experience. Last year, I was nominated for the FGI Dallas, which is the Fashion Group International Rising Star Award. And during the presentation, they had the men category and they had the women category. And they were like, okay, we have a fashion show just for the women, and for the men, you guys will just send us pictures for us to put on the screen. I was like,
Not right.
that is not right. We are not photographers. We are fashion designers. They need to see our product on stage. So they said they have never done this. They have always done the women fashion shows, and because of me, they started doing men and women fashion shows.
Because that's how you go out.
That's how
you
you
don't
go
go
out.
out with a picture of a woman or a picture of a man next to you. I mean, so you're going to integrate, and it's going to be men and women in the fashion show.
That is true. That's true.
Brilliant.
And I think it's because the men's fashion shows had been like maybe boring in the past, but with Morphy, we make it really exciting. A pop of color and different exciting things. So it is really exciting.
Count me in.
Thank
What's new? What's next for you?
Next for me, right now we have our fall and our winter designs that just came in, and a lot of traveling. We have trunk shows over the world. I'm going to Arkansas this weekend for a trunk show. We have one in Angola in 2 weeks. We have in Paris. We have in London. Then after the trunk shows, we have different shows in October in New York. Then I guess the rest of the fall is mostly shows and coming up for us.
We can find those. They're going to be on the calendar on your website or something?
Yes, it's going to be on the calendar on our website. If you go to our website, you go to events, you see all the events out there.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks for being a guest.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I look forward to wearing your clothes.
I can't wait.
All right, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yoruba. Thanks for joining us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.